Hello, everyone. Welcome to our live webinar on how to become a remote designer. My name is Lawrence Koch, and I'm here together with Nadia Bordiano. I am responsible for commercial activities within Silver, and Nadia is our support manager. And maybe you can give us a small heads up in the chat whether you can hear us. I don't see any messages yet. I do see there's people that have joined us. I assume that we are okay on the sound. And let's just get started. We prepared a small presentation. Let me get you to the agenda for today. We started out with a brief introduction just now, and we'll continue with the basics for the remote designer. And we set out some of the things that we see happening along these challenging times. And then we continue in a live session with Nadia, where we go from a sketch, very early stage of a design, all the way to the final design, and how the remote designer could actually run this process and engage with clients along the way. And then after that, obviously, there's room for questions, and we definitely take some time for it. We expect the webinar to last for about 30 to 45 minutes. Feel free to use the chat for questions along the way to clarify certain things, or if you would like any further information, and we'll get back to it along the session or at the end during the questions. So first of all, we have the basics for the remote designer. We see that there's a few of the core competences or essentials of a good remote designer. Obviously, he's working from home. The increase of designers working from home has been magnificent due to a COVID-19 situation. And yet, we see that there's more engagement with clients, and the remote designer is really engaged with his clients, and his designs are accessible for clients at all times, most of them online, and the client is definitely centralized throughout the process. So the remote designer is continuously engaging with his clients, making sure he has access, and it's trying to fulfill his needs on the construction or what he wants to see in the design. Definitely something that we see happening is that the good remote designer is using visualization to support design decisions. Visualization has become more important than ever before. It takes lots of time, and the new high-end remote designer is using the visualization to continuously be engaged with the client and feed him the visuals on what's going to happen, so they can actually make good design decisions that they will be happy with after finally realizing the project. After all, when you really work remotely all the time, you see that there's less traveling time. You see that with the use of visualization, decisions are being made much faster. And we have our clients now reporting back to us that they're up to like 20 to 30% more productive since they really put to use the basics of the remote designer and use interactive online visualization along the process. And we're definitely happy we can contribute to it. Now, to give you an idea, after all, everybody's joined us to see the live session on how you can actually engage with your clients. So we're going to do a 3-step demonstration of how you use interactive visualization throughout the stages of designing. And we go from sketch to final design, start out with a volume study, and then do a remote schematic design interaction, and finalizing with the remote final design, and take you with us along the process. Nadia, maybe you can take it from here and show everyone. Sorry about the sheet. Show everyone what we are up to do next. Can you share your screen?
Mm-hmm. So hello again, everyone. I will be talking about phases in designing a project and how we can get rid of miscommunication during this period of time. So there are more than a few more steps before volume study, which are interviewing the architect and gathering the information from the site. We won't go through those steps because we want to get to the part where the design has started and the client and the designer has to keep in contact all the time to get, so the architect can get most of the information and to understand what the requirements for the client for the project are. So after 2 steps before volume study, like interviewing the architect and gathering the information, architect provides few options of few sketches of a 2D floor plan, as well as a volume study and the connection between functionality of rooms study. Lawrence, if you can join me in the 2D floor plan, it will be good, it will be nice. So let's imagine that we are on the site where the building is being built, and we have the opportunity to see how it will fit us. But knowing that this is before it's being before it started, we have the option to understand what we can change and what do we want from this project. For the client, it is important to feel the space as something very personal, and also not to get stuck in the motion, in the circulation in the house, like not to get a table in the middle of a hallway, for example. So this is a situation we will discuss, but for example, client and architect have to decide which one is the final version. So in the first version, we have a living room with a kitchen. I will use a laser point. So we are in an open living room and kitchen. And we want to see the option of dividing these 2 spaces. So, oh, hello.
I'm here, Nadia.
Okay, that's nice. Hello, Lars. And okay, what we want to check, what fits us better. So I will go on and select the table and the wall, and then make it disappear.
I think it may be good
now we
for
have
the
an
view to move the
space.
camera sideways a little bit.
Yeah, I'll go this way.
Of course, we are also working from home, and the internet connection can cause the streaming video throughout our webinar solution to delay slightly.
Mhm. So we have this option. We have a kitchen with an aisle with a dining zone over here. If we want to close the living room, we have the option of adding here a wall. And delete the kitchen aisle. Here also we can add table with some seats in the kitchen.
So what this does for me as a client is I get an actual feel for the plan, not having to fully focus on a 2D plan, but get a feel for the space at the same time. Am I right?
Yes, I wanted to say that there are clients that do not actually not understand, but do not feel the 2D space as seen on floor plans, and it's very hard for them to understand how they can how they can manage to live in these spaces.
Mm-hmm.
This, for example, also is a bit misleading because without walls, you can feel that it's quite small, the house, but we will go through the project and we will get to the final steps and you will see the difference something as simple as walls can give the client.
Okay.
So we will work with this, okay?
No, please continue.
We will work with 2D plan and volume study back and forth. We will go back and forward to this. So we have, after we decided the option that the client and architect decided to follow next, we have a functionality combining step that is most likely for the architect to explain to the client why specific rooms has to be placed in specific places. For example, why bathrooms has to be connected one on top of each other, as well as communication, the stairway here, and also why bedrooms are facing this way and the opposite.
So Nadia, can you explain like what would be the average knowledge of people, like the average client, in regards to the functionality of certain volumes? Do they understand it? Why certain things are the way they are?
Yeah, they should do after it has been explained to them.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot add another room. We cannot add another balcony, for example. We cannot extend the balcony because we need a column and so on. But they have to see that in order to understand what's being happened.
So that means that, like, for example, if there would be a client that has certain requirements or would like to see certain changes, that this is a nice way to quickly share insights on why things are or are not possible.
Yes, for sure. This is actually a more architecture-related job, but this makes much easier for the architect to explain why there is a connection between two levels in this order, why these are on top of each other, and so on. So after architect and client decides that this order, this circulation of rooms are okay with them, and they decided they want to follow this, next step is they create, they work on the final volume that gives a nice playful facade, and that looks nice as yet simple. And in the end, the details are added, like windows, balconies, doors, and the materials are being chosen. Next step is the maquette, the model. Some companies still do this when a big project is being designed. Some companies do this also for houses and small buildings. We can actually do this in our software and make it look nice. And the reason why we want to use it, because using a maquette and right lighting, you can really understand how the model pops up, how different details on the facade or how the entourage, like the fence and the parking spot, is playing with the house. I will play a bit with the lighting for you to understand.
So this would truly give an experience to your clients about what will happen. What would a client be interested in experiencing a virtual model like this? I joined you, by the way.
Yes, I see.
To quickly give an idea of what the experience would be like for a client. If this were to be built on a table, like in actual wood, it would be used for light studies and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
So now it's a virtual space, and it would be like an illustration of a sketch.
Yes.
And I get a feel for the volume and the idea. And so it would definitely give me an idea to ask questions on how certain shapes are. Right? Am I right?
Yes, you are right.
Mm-hmm. It's very interesting.
So, yeah, we can do this for, as you said, lighting studies, but also you can see if the model looks nice just using one texture. If the model is interesting, it has a pattern or something like this, then it will work with next steps. This is about composition and structure of the building.
Even though we are all joining each other and collaborate from a distance, you would, as an architect or designer, would definitely be able to use a visualization tool like within Server. You can actually experience a maquette even though everybody's still working from home.
Yes, this is the main part.
Usually you would invite someone to meet in the office, right?
I lost you for some time.
Usually you would invite someone into your office to
Yes.
have a look at it.
Yes. Usually all that we've discussed till now, 2D plans, volume study, and maquette.
Yeah.
Instead of this sharing models, you have to meet with the client, explaining him the phase you are at the moment, and show real, show printed papers, 2D plans, or showing the maquette.
So it's a super fast way to collaborate and share your 3D model, because obviously this is just a 3D model. The whole process has been automated, and you go from your model to this interactive collaboration in just minutes.
Yes, and the best thing is that if there are changes, even in this step, like for example, client sees this model and decides in the end that he doesn't want a balcony on the second floor. You can change it and you can share it again. Like if you have a real model of a house, it will be a bit frustrating getting to this step and having to make changes.
Very good.
So what you can do is just remodel some details and upload again. It will take you like 5 minutes.
Yeah, so I could instantly collaborate with other people without the need of heavy softwares. And it's all online, right?
Yes, it's all online. So we are slowly getting to the final result. And before we do so, I want to share the software where I modeled it. And I was
Okay. Are you going to share the original model? Nadia? Oh, it seems like we lost Nadia's sound along the way. I'm going to give it one more go. Nadia? It seems like our working from home connection has interrupted our webinar slightly. I will take briefly from here. The next step that Nadia was going to go to is actually the situation of the final design. I have the final design as well. So let me open this real quick here for you, and I will share my screen as soon as it's loaded. Just a second here. Screen, and I will share. All right. So what I received from Nadia as the final design is a link. So this is made in Silver, and she had it available. And I got a request. Okay, am I a male or a female? Definitely, I'm a male. So I will hit select that I'm a male, and the viewer will automatically load. This takes small amount of time, kind of depending on your internet connection. We are now currently just on a slightly low line due to the current situation, obviously, but it still works fine. I'm also streaming the webinar at the same time, and it will load just in a few minutes. So here we go. And this is what I've received. So we've gone through the entire process where we started off in the beginning, getting the 2D plan, moving on to the volume study, and then now I actually get an idea. So Nadia has put an environment from our Silver library here. As you can see, it's a 360 image where it's put straight in the area. I can walk around, use the ghost mode to get through the fence, and I will walk slightly faster and move around. To give you an idea of what actually is the major difference is when we went into the 2D plan, we didn't get a feel like, okay, this might just be a slightly small area. And now since we put in furniture, we got the kitchen here, we got the living area, kitchen tables there, there's smaller details to give a bit of a feel for the area. It really makes a major difference on the space. And now you see there's a type of kitchen, there's an atmosphere, and it really becomes a place that you may want to live in. Obviously, there's still a way to easily walk outside, get a feel for the garden, get a feel for the area. We haven't put all the territory fences and everything in there, but you definitely get a feel like what it would be like if this was actually your home. We see now that this type of experience is really, really making a difference in getting people to decide, making decisions, and speed up your design process. I did get a notification that Nadia's joined the room again. Are you here, Nadia?
Yes, I'm here.
I took your presentation a little bit for here. So I explained that it's really become a nice area, and that we now have a place that you may want to live in. We can also move forward slightly. I believe there's another room here. So yeah, you get an idea of what the view would look like from the inside out, and get a true experience of how it might be to actually live here. Is there anything else you would like to be showing, Nadia? Because I can take it from here.
No, I wanted to mention that the feeling from the first 2D plan now is a different one, because now I will join you in the model.
It's very nice, and if you're very excited about the process, or you can share it with friends through your social channels. Obviously, we can instantly collaborate by turning on the microphone. We have options like laser pointers and measurements, so I can actually start to have a look at what things about my furniture and things I may want to do. Obviously, this works on any mobile device as well. If you'd like to test it, I don't know if any of our attendees have already tried Silver before, but it works on a mobile phone, it works on your tablet. All the apps are available in a beta version that will allow you to open the link that's shared with you. As you may see in the chat right now, there is a link there that all of you can select as we go along, and that's a place where where does the link lead to, Nadia, that you just shared?
I wanted to share a new project where hopefully all of us from the webinar can meet there and have a nice walk around.
Okay. So I suggest that everyone goes there right after the webinar, because this is pretty much how we ran through the process of getting the experience and collaborate with clients. It is a perfect way to take on project on an international scale or long distance. It definitely will reduce your traveling times, and it's a full experience for clients to really take your design experience and collaboration to the next level using just the model you already have. So there's no extra effort. It's very small editing steps, and you will instantly have a nice presentation, and your clients get a feel for what you're actually doing and making it work for them. Where I'm going to stop sharing my screen for now. We go back to the presentation. I take on the slides real quick here. Well, final question we have is do you have any more questions for us at the moment? Please feel free to drop them in our chat. or maybe everybody's already moving forward. I see Don Gerritsen. Yes, he's asking the question: could you use different solutions or designs by using layers? To answer your question, yes, you definitely could. We support a layer functionality and both the Revit, ArchiCAD, and IFC layers. So if you were to model different layers or different object in different layers, you could actually show different scenarios instantly. Maybe it's an idea to show you separately. We can always do a demo and show you on what types of possibilities there are. You can always book a demo on our website. It's available there. I see he's saying thanks. It's great. So yeah, you're welcome. Are there any other questions available at the moment, or has everybody moved forward to the link that Nadia shared? I don't really see any further questions coming in. So I suggest everyone moves forward into the model that Nadia shared on the chat, and turn on the microphones, and we can collaborate within the model. It's definitely something you may want to try. And for now, we're going to finish up this webinar here. Thank you very much. You can always reach out to us on info@suver.com or support@suver.com. Obviously, if you haven't tried this yet, go ahead and go to app.suver.com, start your trial. We have a 30-day trial available right now, and we definitely challenge you to use it and collaborate with your clients from a distance. Thank you very much. And Nadia, thank you for all your input and showing us on how everybody can become a remote designer. Thank you very much.
With pleasure. I just wanted to show Don a bit of how layers work. We showed it, but just a quick presentation.
Okay, so you're gonna.
So, yeah, we have a project from ArchiCAD, and if we want to see the model without furniture, we just can turn it off. So no chairs, no. I think chairs disappeared. There it is.
Okay, so that's for the interior, but that could also work for like construction and collaborating, like some sort of clash management, right?
Yeah.
Okay, very interesting. We will do a webinar on these situations shortly. Everyone will receive an email after the webinar where you can watch the recording and sign up for the next webinar. So we're going to finish up from here. Thank you very much. And
yes, thank you.
We'll see you at the next webinar. Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.